So this video is made for people that are sort of deciding what they should do, whether they should do a DBA or a PhD. So there's two major distinctions, or there's a major distinction between them. DBA is a lot more practitioner or clinician oriented. So this is where you'd actually go out and work in industry once you get your doctorate. A PhD is going to be a lot more theoretically focused, and it's going to be focused on doing things like becoming a regular professor, for example, in a business school. So there is some pretty big differences between them in terms of the focus of where you're going to go. The training is pretty similar, but the key emphasis after is how much you're expected to write and publish with the stuff that you're working on, right? So a DBA, you're going to be focused on just something that's really you're going to have to do a project, but it's going to be pretty small in terms of the impact that it's going to make, and it's not going to be really focused on publishing in sort of a big journal or something like that, right? It's going to be a lot more manageable, like a project of some sort. So think of it like as an MBA strong, right? Like it's going to be an MBA, but it's going to be a lot more theoretically oriented. It's going to be a lot more rigorous in a lot of different ways, but it's not like a PhD where you're going to go and actually get a business school professor job someplace. So why are they actually becoming more popular? And I'm starting to see them pop up all across the world. Initially it was kind of a small group of programs that offered this. Harvard is a weird one, so don't look at Harvard because it's a lot more of a PhD program, the way that it's structured, what they do, the outcomes that they actually get. So Harvard is an outlier, and they're definitely a lot more like a PhD program than the sort of DBA programs. And they come from many different names, or they have different names, like DBA programs, like executive DBA, Doctorate of Management, whatever it is, you can. So it's basically what they're going to do is they're going to have a name that is not PhD, and is to make a distinction between a research program and the more practitioner, clinician oriented, where you go get an industry job at the end of it. It's still kind of in its infancy, I think. Like it's not mainstream in any sort of way at this moment. There's a lot of schools that don't recognize it in the same sort of way, but they are kind of increasing in popularity. And there's two sort of big reasons from it. If you look at from the demand side, there is a lot of people that are looking for more rigorous degrees instead of an MBA. An MBA is pretty short, and it is a lot more, focused on hands-on stuff that you're going to deal with on a day-to-day basis within, a business, whereas a DBA is going to be a lot more focused on theoretical ideas. You're going to get a much bigger picture and oversight of how things actually work, and you're going to get some of the, read the actual papers and understand the limitations of the different theories and stuff like that we actually have in terms of explaining things.